Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us yet again for our Mortgage Minute Mondays with the Linda May Tomko Home Financing Advisor with Scotia Bank. And who am
Hello.
I? Alex Ward, broker owner of Maxwell Devonshire Realty. And today we're absolutely blessed to have Linda May here chatting with all of you self-employed people about how you can get approved for your mortgages. Because guess what? It ain't as easy for you as it is for a nice salaried employee. But Linda May is going to chat with you about how to get it done. So, Linda May, I'm going to disappear. The floor is yours.
Well, feel free to ask questions, Alex, and jump in if you have any that you want to throw out there. So basically, self-employed people, it seems to be like it is there's more of you out there every year. I wouldn't say that it's not as easy to get approved, but there are some additional documents and information that we do need for self-employed. So basically, what we like to see, I'll just go over that. We like to see a two-year average income used, and that's what we would use as your income for the application. Now, there is times where, maybe that's not possible, and then there can be exceptions made on that. So, for example, let's say you were in a trade and you were working for a company for 5 years, and then you decided that you wanted to open a business in that same trade, we could look at getting an exception for using your 2-year average income and just asking for an exception based on the fact that your income should remain similar to what you've made in previous years of your employment. That's not a fit for all. So not every situation we're going to be able to get that exception, but it is something that we can look at. It seems to work well with the trades. So if you are, because a lot of the trades will work for a company and then they'll move into an incorporation type income. And so, you get the odd person that wants to buy within that first year of incorporating, and they basically get told that it's not possible. So I'm not telling you that every single case is going to be possible, but there can be an exception requested. So basically, if you're applying for a mortgage for self-employed, like I said, we would need 2-year average income. We will need a number of documents, and we need all the pages. So we need notice of assessment. Usually they're about 4 pages. We will need T1 generals, and people love to send me, the first 4 pages of a T1 general. We need all pages, and usually they're around 30 pages. So I always suggest you contact your accountant and get a PDF version of your T1 generals, and then you just send that whole complete file to me. And then we also need either T5s or T4s, depending on how you're paying yourself, and maybe you're paying yourself with a blend of the two, so we would need those as well. And then we would take that information and take a 2-year average based on that. Now, we do have programs for self-employed. Let's say you have paid yourself, very little because you're not wanting to pay additional taxes if you don't have to, because that seems to be a common trend on, why people are going the self-employed route. We can look at a program that we have where we call it NIAT, but we take your net income after tax off the financial statements, the business financial statements, and we would need 2 years. And we can look at adding that back into the application to see if we can bump up your income a little bit. So that is a program that is available. We also have programs for, the medical industry. So doctors, if you're new into that role, we can look at what a stated income program, basically using a specific income amount based on the fact that you're projected to earn that at minimum. That's kind of the gist of self-employed. Now, like I said before, not every single self-employed application is a one fit, the same for all deals. It's really going to be customized to your specific credit bureau, your specific income, your specific assets, kind of liabilities. But if I can make the application work, I sure will try. So that's kind of the gist of self-employed. Do you have anything to add to that, Alex, or any questions?
Sorry, no, no, that was pretty thorough. Definitely good to make sure that you have your T1 generals and all of that up to date. As
Yes.
well,
Ooh, I know what I can add to this. So the banks do not like it if you have not paid taxes. So your personal taxes need to be paid in full, or we cannot issue any sort of mortgage. So that's something to note. If you are going to be applying for a mortgage in the future, make sure your personal taxes are paid.
yep. As well, you might want to start, if you're planning on buying a house in 2 or 3 years, start talking to your accountant now about how to set up those financials so that you can have the proper income
100%.
so that you
Yeah,
know what you're doing. So as a business owner, you should be business planning anyways and future planning. So this would then just fall into that where you're able to kind of project what you're kind of hoping for. Obviously, you can't dictate what prices are going to be doing for what you're going to be future purchasing, but you can at least be in control of how you show your income.
totally. I've had clients in the past that, say haven't filed their taxes for the year, and they'll call me and be like, hey, Linda May, we're looking at purchasing, in March. What should I record my income as? Because I wasn't going to take some this year, but I can, right? And then we bump it up and do a 2-year average.
Yeah.
It's kind of, you pay the taxes now on your business, and then you can maybe qualify for more in the future. And then in the future, if you want to lower your income, you go ahead and do that. But I don't suggest having a low income when you're looking at purchasing a home.
Yep. And I, sorry if you mentioned it, but I can't remember. Do you have does Scotiabank have an equity program that can be used for self-employed individuals?
We have the self-employed program where we use net income after tax
Right. Okay.
off the financial statements. Yeah. And then we do have like an equity program as well, but that's a different program. So the equity would be,
Investment.
we have, yeah. So 2 different programs, but yes, there's lots of ways to kind of make it work. As long as you have your taxes paid, number one, you have some assets, and you're, somewhat paying yourself something.
Yeah. Yeah. Very fair. Well, if you're self-employed and then you have any questions about getting your mortgage looked at, or whether that's a refinance or you have a purchase plan coming up, make sure that you reach out to Linda May Tomko, your home financing advisor expert with Scotia Bank. Great resource, full of wonderful information, contacts with all the different insurers as well. So I'm Alex Ward, broker owner of Maxwell Devonshire Realty, and I can't wait to talk to you guys next week. See you, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day.